Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today I'm going to discuss on fundamentals of spatial filtering. So we know that in order to improve the quality of an image, first we need to process that image. So in image processing, we can do this processing operation under two principal domains. They are, so here in image processing, we can perform processing under two principal domains. They are spatial domain and frequency domain. So I have explained what is spatial domain, what is frequency domain, and the differences between these two in the beginning of this module. So roughly to say, we know that in spatial domain here we perform processing operations directly on the pixel which is present in the image plane itself. Right. So here we perform operations directly on the pixel which is present in this image plane. Okay. Whereas in frequency domain, we do not perform any processing operation on the original image. Here we convert this original image into Fourier transform, and there we perform processing operation in Fourier transform domain. Then we convert it back to original image by performing inverse Fourier transform. So we know what is spatial domain and what is frequency domain. The differences all have been discussed earlier. So now today's concentration is spatial domain. Okay. So here in spatial domain, the operations performed in spatial domain can be further classified into intensity transformation and spatial filtering. So in intensity transformation, we know that here we perform processing operation directly on the single pixel present in the image. Right. So if this is the image plane, so here we perform intensity transformation operations directly on the single pixel which is present in this image plane. Whereas in spatial filtering, here we do not directly operate on a single pixel present in the image plane. Instead, here we consider the neighborhood of this particular pixel. So the neighborhood is nothing but the surrounding pixels. Okay. So this is the pixel of concentration which I call as f of x comma y. Okay. So here we do not perform operations directly on this pixel. Instead, we consider the neighborhood of this pixel and we perform operations on this neighborhood, and the resultant intensity is assigned to this center pixel. Okay. So that is how we perform operations in spatial filtering. So this is 3 cross 3 neighborhood which I have considered. Okay. So here, if at all I use the term filter here, this name is borrowed from frequency domain. Here in frequency domain, we perform filtering operation to remove certain frequency components and to pass certain frequency component. That means in frequency domain, the filters passes certain frequency components and rejects certain frequency components. If at all I consider an example of a low pass filter. So in this low pass filter, this passes the low frequency components and rejects the high frequency components. Okay. And the net effect or the result of this low pass filter is that it creates blur or smooth in the image. Okay. So this similar blur or smoothing can also be accomplished in spatial filtering. Okay, so therefore we say that there is one-to-one correspondence with spatial filtering and frequency domain. Okay, so in here in spatial filtering, the operation what we perform here is by considering the neighborhood. So to perform operation on this neighborhood, here we consider filters or mask. Okay, so here to perform operation on the neighborhood, we do consider mask. So let me write it here. I'll show you how the operations are performed in spatial domain. So here, if suppose this is the image plane, okay, and this is the pixels of concentration. So here I am going to consider its neighbors. So here I have considered 3 cross 3 neighbor. This pixel is f of x comma y. Okay. So in spatial filtering, in order to perform operation on this neighborhood, we need to consider mask. Okay. So this is the mask which I have considered. Okay, so this is 3 cross 3 mask. This can also be called as mask, or this can also be called as filter, or it can be called as template, or it can be called as window, or this is called as filter. So we have, or this is also called as kernel. So we have various names for this. Usually we call this by the name as mask. Okay, so this mask can be of varying sizes. It can be 3 cross 3 mask, or 5 cross 5, or 7 cross 7. Okay. Okay, so here I have considered 3 cross 3 mask. The elements of this mask are called as coefficients. So here the middle coefficient is 0, 0. So the coefficient of this element is -1, -1. Okay, so previous row means -1, sorry, so previous, this is equal to previous row, same column, previous row, next column. So this is equal to same row, previous column, same row, next column. So W of this is equal to next row, previous column, next row, same column, next row, next column. So -1 previous row or column, +1 next row or column. Okay, so now in order to perform spatial filtering, I have considered 3 cross 3 mask here. These are called as mask coefficients. So here I should coincide this mask with the neighborhood which I have considered in this image plane. So this neighborhood is having the center pixel f of x comma y. So let me expand this. Let me write a little big. So this is f of x comma y. So this is x minus 1, y minus 1, x minus 1, y, x minus 1, y plus 1. F of x, y minus 1, f of x, y plus 1, f of x plus 1, y minus 1, f of x plus 1 y, f of x plus 1 y plus 1. So now these are the image pixels. Okay, so the image pixel is having the center pixel with f of x comma y, and the center pixel of this mask is w of 0 comma 0. So here, in order to perform this spatial filtering operation, here we need to coincide this mask coefficient with the image pixels such that the center of this mask coincides exactly with the center of this image pixel. Okay, so that then the resultant intensity value is assigned to this center pixel after performing the operation. Okay, so like this we will perform operation on each and every pixel which is present in this image by shifting the center of this neighbor from pixel to pixel. Okay, so this is how we perform spatial filtering. If the operation performed on this neighborhood is linear, we say that as linear spatial filtering. Linear spatial filtering. Okay, so here in linear spatial filtering, whenever we coincide the mask, center of the mask with the center of this neighborhood, and the resultant intensity value, what we get is the response of that filter, and this is the sum of products of the filter coefficients and the pixels present in the neighborhood. Okay, so the response of this can be written as, so this is sum of product of the filter coefficients. These elements are called filter coefficients, and these are the pixel of the image, pixel values of the neighborhood. So R is equal to W of minus 1 into f of x minus 1 comma y minus 1 plus W of minus 1 comma 0 into f of x minus 1 comma y plus W of minus 1 comma 1 into f of x minus 1 comma y plus 1. So like this we will perform up to W of 1 comma 1 and f of x plus 1 and y plus 1. Okay, so this is how we perform linear spatial filtering, and this response of this filter can be generalized. It can be represented in the form of general expression, and I will show that here. So now here this expression in response is equal to, this can also be called as g of x comma y, which is equal to summation S equals minus a to a, summation t equals minus b to b, w of s comma t and f of x plus s and y plus t. So here the size of this image is capital M cross n, and the size of this mask is small m cross small n. Okay, so here where M cross n, the size of the mask, and capital M cross capital N is the size of the image, and A is equal to m minus 1 by 2, b is equal to n minus 1 by 2, and x is equal to 0, 1, the number of rows in the image, and y is equal to the number of columns in the image. Okay, so this is the general expression for performing linear spatial filtering. Okay, so now this is how we perform spatial filtering operation by using the mask, and we do coincide the center of the mask with the center of the neighborhood, and the resultant intensity value is assigned to the center pixel of this neighborhood. Similarly, we perform this operation on each and every pixel which is present in the image by shifting this center from pixel to pixel. Okay, this is how we perform spatial filtering, and this is the general expression for performing this sum of products of mask and the mask coefficients and the pixels of the image. Okay, so next is, in spatial filtering we have two terms that we call as correlation and convolution. So next is here there are two terms, that is correlation and convolution in spatial filters. These two are closely related to each other. So let us see what is this correlation and what is this convolution in spatial filters. Okay. Correlation is the process of moving the mask element over the entire image and computing the sum of products of mask coefficients and the image pixels of the neighborhood. Okay, and assigning this intensity value to the center of the pixel. This we call as correlation. And convolution is very same as correlation, but here with convolution we do rotate the mask by 180 degree before performing this operation, convolution operation. So that is the only difference. Even in convolution, here we move this mask over this entire image to compute sum of products of mask coefficients and the neighborhood and assign new intensity value to this center pixel. But before doing this, we rotate this mask by 180 degree. Okay, so in order to obtain the desired value. Okay, so this is the difference between correlation and convolution. In order to illustrate the effect of correlation and convolution, let me consider an example of 1D function. So 1D function, so let that be 0 0 0 1 1 2 3 4. So this is that function and this is the origin. Okay. Next, we need to consider the mask. Let this be the mask coefficient. Okay, so here in correlation we know the operation of this correlation. Always we have to move this mask coefficient over the entire image. So this can be done like this. So now if at all you see this, some of the functions are not overlapping here. So for that sake we have to go for zero padding. How many number of zeros can be padded here? That depends on the mask coefficients. So here m is equal to 5. Here we have 5 coefficients. So m minus 1 number of zeros can be padded on both sides of this function. Okay, so now I am going to pad this with 4 zeros, 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. Okay, These are the zeros which I have padded. Now the result of this. So the full correlation result. And crop correlation result. So here, sum of products of these two, that is the mass coefficient and the function, results with 0. Now shift this one position to the right, 1, 2, 3 to 8. Again sum of products results with 0. Again shift it one position to the right. So the sum of products results with 0. Again shift it one position to the right. Now the correlation of these two results with 8. Now shift it one position to the right. The correlation of this results with 2. Next shift this one position to the right, and the correlation of this results with 3. Shifting it again results with 2. Shifting it again results with 1. Shifting it again results with 0. Shifting it again results with 0, 0, 0. Okay, so this is what is full correlation. Crop correlation means the number of zeros which we have padded earlier, that should be removed. So we have padded 4 zeros, so remove these 4 zeros on both sides. So this results with 0, 8, 2, 3, 2, 1. So now look at this correlated result. So here the correlated result is just 180 degree shifted with respect to the mask, right? So here therefore in convolution, in order to get the desired output, we will rotate this mask 180 degree before performing this convolution operation. Okay, so let us see how it is done here. So even here I will use the same function, that is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, and here in convolution, before performing the operation, we have to rotate this mask by 180 degree, that is 8, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now perform same operation as that of correlation, that is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. So in order to move this mask over this image, I will perform this operation. Again here some of the functions are not overlapping, therefore I should go for 0 padding. The number of zeros which I can pad is m minus 1, that is 4 here. Okay, so I can pad 4 zeros on both sides. So now perform this correlation operation. So this results with, this is the full correlation result, this is the crop correlation result. So here, now again, here in this case, the sum of products of these two is 0. Again shifting it one bit. So 0. Again shifting it one bit. 0. Again shifting it one bit. So it is 1. Shifting it one bit. It is 2. Shifting it one bit. It is 3. Shifting it one bit. It is 2. So like that we will get this result. So now cropping this, that is by removing the zeros which we have padded. So it results with 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 8, 0, 0. So this is the convolution result. Now compare the correlation result and convolution result. Each differs by 180 degree shift, phase shift. Right. Since convolution is 180 degree rotated before performing the convolution operation, this is done in order to obtain the desired result as that of the original image. Okay, so this is how we perform correlation and convolution in 1D function. So now let me consider 2D functions as example. So in 2D function, so consider this image. So this is the function f of x comma y. So in order to perform correlation or convolution, here we need to consider the filter or the mask coefficients. So here the mask coefficient I have considered is, okay. So now here also, in order to perform correlation or convolution, some of the functions will not overlap, so we have to go for zero padding. So how many zeros can be padded here in this case? For that, you just look at this mask coefficient, how many rows you have. So m minus 1, so here m is 3, so m minus 1 is 2. And how many number of columns you have? N, small n is 3, so n minus 1 is 2. So I can pad 2 rows and 2 columns on this function. So here this can be done like this. So this is how I am going to zero pad with this function. Okay. So in order to perform correlation, first I will perform correlation. So in correlation, the mask how I am going to pad is, so this is how I get. So here I should move this mask over this entire image. So here the mask is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the correlation operation what I am explaining now. So this mask is moved on this entire image and the resultant intensity value is obtained as correlation result. Okay. So now here in this case, after correlation, the result what we obtain is like this. So I'll write directly here. Okay. So this is the initial position of the mask. So after shifting this mask and moving it through the entire image, the result what I get is so the result will be like this. Okay, so this is the full correlation result after performing the operation like this, shifting and adding, that is sum of products of this results like this. And here with full correlation we have some of the zeros padded and we should remove this zeros which we have padded. Okay, then that would be the cropped correlation result. Okay, so similarly to perform convolution here, so here I am going to rotate this mask by 180 degree. Okay, so in this case the result what we get is like this. The convolution result is like this. So this will be the convolution result. Okay, in case of 2D functions, and in case of 1D function it is like this. So this is the difference between correlation and convolution. Okay, in linear spatial filters, these are the two concepts which is used most widely. So the general expression for correlation and convolution can be represented as W of s comma t f of x comma y. Correlation of these two results with s equals minus a to a, t equals minus b to b, w of s comma t f of x comma x plus s plus y plus t. So the general expression for convolution is W of s comma t convolution of f of x comma y is equal to summation s equals minus a to a, t equals minus b to b, w of s comma t f of x minus s y minus t. Minus s minus t because mass coefficient is rotated 180 degree before performing convolution operation. So here we know that anyway a is equal to m minus 1 by 2 and b is equal to n minus 1 by 2. Small m cross small n represents this mask size and capital M and capital N represents the image size. Okay, so this is how we perform correlation and convolution. So next is vector representation of the spatial filters. So here if suppose I consider the mask of size 3 cross 3 with coefficients as written here, and let the pixels behind this mask is Z1, Z2, Z3. So this is also 3 cross 3 neighborhood. Okay, so in this case the response of this filter can be written as Z1 plus W2 Z2 WMN ZMN. Okay, this can also be written as summation I equals 1 to Mn. So Wi Zi. Okay, so this is the response of this linear spatial filters. Okay, if suppose the size of this mask is 3 cross 3, if it is known, then this is equal to, this can be written as or equals W1 Z1 W2 Z2 up to W9 Z9. Mn is 9 here. 3 cross 3 is 9. So therefore this can be written as I equals 1 to 9 Wi and Zi. Okay, so this is how we represent the spatial filters in vector form. Okay, so this is all about the fundamentals of spatial filters. So now let us see the classification of spatial filters. So there are two types of spatial filters. They are smoothing spatial filter and sharpening spatial filter. Okay, again this smoothing spatial filter can be classified into two. They are linear filter and non-linear. This can also be called as order statistics filter or non-linear filter. Okay, so now the spatial filters can be classified into two categories, smoothing spatial filter and sharpening spatial filter. So let us see what is this smoothing spatial filter. Smoothing spatial filter means here in this case we use filters to remove the noise present in the image. As well here in this case we use filters to blur the image and sometimes to extract the objects present in the image, or sometimes we use these kind of filters in order to remove small objects present in the image. And these filters can also be used to bridge the gap between the lines and curves present in the image. So these are the applications of this smoothing spatial filter. Okay, and again in this there are two categories, two classifications. The first is linear spatial filter and the second is order statistic spatial filter or non-linear spatial filter. So let us see what is this smoothing linear spatial filter. Linear smoothing spatial filter. So linear smoothing spatial filter is mainly used to create the blurriness and remove the noise present in the image. This is also called as averaging spatial filter. The response of this filter is that it averages the intensity values of its neighborhood and that resultant intensity value is assigned to the center pixel, and this operation is performed from pixel to pixel by shifting its center. Okay, so for example in smoothing spatial filter for an image, if suppose I have a neighborhood of this image, okay, so here in this linear smoothing spatial filter, here it finds the average of all the intensity values of its neighborhood and that resultant intensity value is assigned to this center pixel, and this operation is performed on each and every pixel and by moving this center from pixel to pixel. Okay, and here this mainly provides blurriness or smoothens the images. So averaging means this smoothens the images. This can be done by considering the average value of this. This is mainly used in applications like when you are dealing with random noises in an image. These random noises will be having very short intensity transitions. So in order to smooth these sharp intensity transitions, we have to find out the average of this neighbors by using linear smoothing spatial filters. Okay, so this is nothing but averaging of this filter, and again here you have weighted average. Okay, so here in linear smoothing spatial filter, the drawback is that this blurs the the edges of the objects. So which is the main feature in an image? The edges of the object is the main feature in an image, so this blurs these edges. So this is one of the drawback of this method. And here, in order to illustrate this, if at all I consider a mask of 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 and averaging of this by this normalized value. Usually the normalized value what we consider is 1 by mn. So m is 3, n is 3 for this mask, and here we are performing this on this pixels Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, Z5, Z6, Z7, Z8 and Z9. So the response of this filter is R is equal to 1 by 9 summation I is equal to 1 to 9 Wi Zi. So this is the response of this averaging filter. So in linear smoothing spatial filters we also have weighted average filters. So there in such cases, so this is about averaging in spatial filters. If at all I talk about weighted average filters, then the mask I consider here is 1 to 1, 2, 4, 2 and 1 to 1. So here in this weighted average smoothing spatial filters, in this case we are going to normalize by the weights of this mask. So what is the weight of this? So summing all these value results with 60. Okay, so here in this case the response of this filter can be written as 1 by 16 into I equals 1 to 16, sorry, I equals 1 to 9 Wi into Zi. So this is what is weighted average linear smoothing spatial filter, and the previous one what I discussed is the averaging with linear smoothing spatial filters. Okay, so next is non-linear filters, order statistics non-linear filter. So this can be called as non-linear or order statistics filter. These are mainly used to remove the noise present in the image, and this also provides a considerable amount of blurriness in the image, and this is mainly used in the case when we are dealing with impulse noises, that is salt and pepper noise. Okay, so in such case we use non-linear smoothing spatial filter. Here the filter what we use is the median filter. Okay, so in non-linear smoothing spatial filter we use median. That means for this neighborhood, so here we find out the median of all the intensity values of this neighborhood, and that median value is assigned to the center pixel, and this operation is done for all the pixels present in the image. This we call as median filter. A good example for this is if at all I consider an image of, if at all I consider the neighborhood having this value 10, 15, 20, 20, so first, in order to perform median filtering, first I need to sort these pixel elements. So I can sort this in this order. So here we are going to sort it like this. So the median of this is 20. So now the 20 is assigned with the center pixel. This is how we find out the median using median spatial filters in non-linear smoothing. Okay, so this is how we perform non-linear smoothing by using median spatial filters. Okay, so again here in non-linear filtering we have max filters and min filters. So max filters. Okay, so here in max filters the center pixel is assigned with the value which is the largest of all the intensity values in the neighborhood. Okay, so here if at all you have a neighborhood, the largest intensity value is assigned to this center pixel in max filter, and this response can be represented as max of zk, where k is equal to okay, and you also have min filter in non-linear smoothing, and in this the smallest intensity value is assigned to the center pixel. So the response of this can be written as R is equal to min of zk, where k is equal to 1 to up to mn. So this is all about linear and non-linear smoothing spatial filters. Okay, in my next class we shall discuss on sharpening spatial filters. Thank you.